Well, I must say, you're all great company. It's been a sparkling evening.
Well, time I turned in.
Good night, Christopher, darling. Wake up in a better temper.
I only wish I could tuck into my little cot. I have some business in town yet. Good night, Emma.
Good night, Philippe. Give her my love.
Oh? Who must I give your love?
The little dark girl.
Oh,
I only wish it were. No, I said work.
What a gruesome evening. Your behavior was uncivilized. All of you. You coming?
not just yet. I'll be up in a minute.
Carry your bag, gentlemen?
No, thanks.
Yes, please.
No, thank you.
Yes.
Like a taxi.
Este senhor deseja ir para Rue du Lecrin, número 63.
Sim, está bem.
Oh, here. Thank you. afternoon. I hope you had a pleasant journey.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pilkington.
You know perfectly well my cover name is Erasmus.
We are on the same side, Mr. Pilkington. Don't you think it's a mistake to be too devious? Wouldn't it have been less suspicious if I'd come to the embassy in the normal way?
No, it wouldn't, Drake. Out here in Lisbon, we're security-minded. We have to be. Police are extremely suspicious. The authorities are fed up with their country being overrun by spies. And why shouldn't they be, I should like to ask? It's absolutely unnecessary for London to send an agent out here at all.
You're not drinking too much, are you, Mr. Erasmus? We don't like members of the Foreign Service abroad drinking too much. Makes them vulnerable.
Really, Drake.
A joke. I'm sorry to disturb the even tenor of your life out here, but London suspect that there's an agency in this city exchanging stolen secrets, and some very important ones of ours have been marketed out here.
If there was anything like that going on, I'd be bound to know all about it.
I'm sure you would.
I don't see why London thinks it knows more about it than I do. As head of security out here, the very least they could show me is the courtesy of allowing me to handle things.
That's why I've come to you. I should be most grateful for a full briefing on the situation.
As far as a market in international secrets goes, there is no situation.
What about the mysterious disappearance of the Englishman out here?
Stanway? Well, there's nothing in that for you, Drake, nothing political. George Stanway is a thoroughly straightforward smuggler. However much I deplore officially his rather unconventional way of making a living, he's a perfectly splendid fellow. Very happy to count him as one of my friends. He's the last man who would betray his country.
I'd like to make my own assessment. Who are his associates?
Well, there's a naval commander, a chap called Collinson. I believe he's George's partner in his smuggling activities. A bluff old sea dog. Not my type, actually. But thoroughly reliable politically.
What do you think happened to Stanway?
Mrs. Stanway went up to bed one night. George stayed downstairs and she hasn't seen him since. I think, if you ask me, he'd had about enough of her.
What kind of woman is she?
Emma Stanway. An odious woman. You know, she came out here to dance professionally in the casino at Estoril. George, now, he's a wonderful person. You know, I tried to tell him what a terrible mistake he was making, but what's the use? He has a fascinating villa up on the coast, and she has turned it into a boarding house. I'm happy to say that the English community here has nothing to do with her.
That must be hard for her. Anything else?
No. Except that she seems to run the villa as if it were a pull-up for any waif or stray who happened to spin her a hard luck story.
I'll keep in touch.
Sorry.
Mrs. Stanway? Good evening. I'm John Drake.
Well, come in, Mr. Drake.
Oh.
That man from the Municipal. I could kill him with my bare hands. Twice this week I drag myself to Cascais. Twice he smiles and says, "Si, senora, I will fix it." Fix it. You're English.
Yes, sir. I'm a friend of Arthur Harrison's.
Arthur? I thought he was in South Africa.
He was. There was a slight misunderstanding about the rightful ownership of some diamonds. Had to leave rather suddenly. I met him in Biarritz. He's got a small gambling syndicate there.
Dear Arthur. He and George were in the Navy together. George was my husband. Well, what can I do for you? Don't tell me. If ever you're in Lisbon, go and see Emma. She'll give you a bed.
Yes. Well, there's unfortunately a slight snag.
But you wouldn't be a friend of Arthur's if there wasn't.
Yes, a little trouble concerning a cheque I cashed in England. I mean, nothing, of course, that I can't put right as soon as I'm in funds again, you understand.
Don't talk to me about checks.
Well, I got as far as Biarritz, and then I understand there might be some trouble about crossing the frontier. So a friend of Arthur's who was taking a yacht to Tangier dropped me on the beach just above Cascais?
Cascais.
Cascais, yes.
So you entered Portugal illegally?
Yes, I'm afraid I did, yeah.
I see. So you crossed France, all right?
Oh, yes, but they stamped my passport perfectly in order, as you... that is.
So you need... How do I know you're not other than you say you are?
Ah, well, you see, Arthur said to say to you, large whites.
Yes, that's Arthur.
Yes.
Well, I knew you were all right as soon as you came in. What star are you?
Sagittarius,
I knew it. So am I. Let's get to work.
And Arthur tells me you run a sort of boarding house here.
Oh, I don't do too badly in the season, you know. Could you, shut the window, please?
Yes.
If I can have your passport, please. So you entered Calais on the 23rd. That's all right. So we'll say you left France on the 29th. You're in Spain the same night. Now you're leaving Spain. On your way to sunny Portugal, where you arrive on the 30th. Not forgetting, of course, that you're only allowed 60 days in our fair country.
I'm most impressed.
Would you please open the window? Colonel Torres. What a pleasant surprise.
I do hope I'm not intruding, Mrs. Stanway. I rang the bell, but there was no answer.
It doesn't seem to be working too often lately. I was just looking through some of George's things to see if there was some clue to his disappearance. Company stamps from a company he used to own. Colonel Torres, this is John Drake. The Colonel is a very important man in our police force here.
Oh, yes. How do you do, Colonel?
Mr. Drake, you are living in Portugal?
I arrived this morning.
Then I hope your stay will be a pleasant one.
Thank you very much.
Mrs. Stanway, you have made me very happy this evening.
Well, I'm always happy to do that. What is it?
Some of the alegria spiritual gaiety has returned to your face. Yes, a little, I think. You were very beautiful when you were most sad. But the sadness and the gaiety, that is irresistible.
You should come more often. You do wonders for my morale.
But I bring bad news.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah, excuse me.
Don't go. Please stay. What is it?
I'm sorry to have to tell you that the man in the hospital in Naples was not your husband. We received the pictures and description this morning.
I guess that it wasn't.
But you hoped it was.
Well, thank you for letting me know so soon. Shall we all have a drink?
When one is most worried and unhappy, a little distraction is sometimes a very good thing. I would consider it a great honor if you would allow me to entertain you one evening. Vittoria de Los Angeles is singing at the opera and...
That's a nice idea, but not just yet. You do understand, don't you?
Oh, yes, of course.
Here's to your stay in Lisbon, John Drake.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you.
How long will you be staying in Portugal, Mr. Drake?
I haven't made up my mind yet.
You have business here?
Not exactly. I'm a writer.
What kind of books you write?
To tell you the truth, I haven't had a great deal of success so far.
What are you writing now?
A novel.
Mr. Drake, you do understand that you must call at police headquarters if you intend to stay here.
Yes, I'll remember that.
However, I can save you the trouble. If you would just allow me to see your passport, a visit to headquarters will not be necessary.
It's so kind of you.
Yes, that is in order. Thank you, Mr. Drake.
Emma, I was thinking... Oh, why, hello, Colonel Dorish.
Commander Collins.
This is John Drake. He's come to stay with us.
Oh, how do you do?
Commander.
I'll have a drink if I may. Yeah.
Well, I must be going.
Oh, don't let me drive you away, Colonel.
Oh, I don't think you could do that, Commander. Well, I will wish you goodbye, Mr. Drake.
Goodbye, Colonel.
You won't forget.
Oh, goodness me, now. Thank you for coming to tell me yourself.
Well, I wish the news could have been better.
Goodbye, Colonel Torres. Philippe! He's gone.
Oh, what a homecoming, eh? I nearly ran into your passionate policeman.
Oh, you shouldn't make fun of him. He'll get over it.
Ah, you're back. Hello, Commander.
You two haven't met, have you? Mr. Drake, Monsieur Granville.
Monsieur Drake, enchanté.
How'd it go? Any luck?
Shall we go outside?
Yes. Let me see Mr. Drake up to his room first. It's not been my day.
Oh.
Excuse me.
When does it arrive?
Tomorrow. Where did he come from?
I've no idea. He was here when I arrived. I thought I got him that time. His days are numbered anyway. Good thing I spotted you. Could have been a nasty accident.
Yes, I was quite relieved myself.
I didn't mean to go after him tonight, but I couldn't sleep.
Same with me. I thought a walk might help.
Ah, yes, sir. Interested in birds?
Yes, sometimes.
Oh, some fine specimens round here. Hobby of mine, you know, bird watching. And Master Fox has been going round raiding the nest, so he and I are going to have a little talk.
I thought it wasn't the done thing to shoot foxes.
Look, Drake, I've done my bit as an English country squire. Out here, if I want to shoot a fox, I'll shoot a fox. Tell me, what do you do?
I'm a writer.
Oh, yes? I like bulldog drumming. Good stuff. Go on this way.
I'm certainly looking forward to meeting Emma's husband. Arthur says that he's quite a fellow.
Oh, he is, indeed.
When's he coming back?
Wish I knew.
Good night.
Not taking another walk?
No, I thought I'd just sit out here for a while and have a little ponder.
Ah, well, good night.
Good night. I couldn't sleep. I was looking for a cigarette.
Get out of here.
I'm afraid I helped myself. I hope you don't mind.
This was on your desk.
John, have you any money?
About the price of a beer.
Why didn't you say?
I felt embarrassed.
Do you think you're the first man I've met who didn't have any money?
I have a certain amount of pride.
Do you want some money?
Very much.
Well, you'll have to earn it.
That's the way I usually get it.
Yes, perhaps. All right, Emma, leave him to me.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Cherry. Come in here. Sit down here.
Mind if I smoke?
So you have come here to bum off Emma, hmm?
Beg your pardon?
Oh, you won't be the first. I think I know the kind of man you are.
Yes, then you know more than I do.
You will please not attempt to engage her sympathy emotionally.
What do you mean?
She has suffered quite enough. We don't want any more upsets.
What happened to her husband?
He will turn up. Emma is very brave, but it is the uncertainty that is destroying her. Mr. Drake, you will please remember that George is my closest friend. Would you care for a drink?
Oh, thank you.
Emma tells me that you know Arthur.
Arthur? Oh, yes, we knocked about a bit from time to time.
I see. One of our associates who was going to help us out tomorrow has let us down. As a matter of fact, he's been pulled in by the police for questioning.
Huh?
Anyway, we could do with a new face.
I might be that face.
Emma and I were discussing you.
Yes, and how long before I'm pulled in for questioning?
Never. Not if you behave intelligently. Anyway, not for a long time. And in that time, you will have made a great deal of money.
Yes, it sounds the sort of thing I might be interested in. Tell me more.
Before we go any further, I would like you to understand one thing very clearly. That if ever you are unfortunate enough to be caught, you will keep your mouth shut. As a first offender, you will get no more than a heavy fine. We will see that it is paid for you.
Then I've got nothing to worry about, have I?
just one thing. That you don't ever mention us. Because if you do, you will find yourself in the Atlantic with a bullet in your head.
Somebody else will find me.
Yeah, try this.
Well, you've got quite a selection of stuff.
Yes, we have.
Smashing.
It's quite nice.
You've shaved, too.
Yes.
Tell me we're going. Come on. You look very splendid, too, Christopher.
Why, thank you, Emma, my dear.
Beer, love, and bring this, will you?
If it's not a rude question, may I ask what this is all about?
You just do as Emma tells you. Hmm?
Right. Am I supposed to use this thing?
Just point it and press the button when I tell you.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, you say your people are from the United Press?
Yes, that's right.
And the name of the visiting actress is?
Fielding, Rosalind Fielding.
Fielding. I've never heard of her.
Well, to tell you the truth, I hadn't myself. I got a call from the London office.
I will take them out myself.
Oh, no, my dear fellow, don't trouble.
No, they must be accompanied to the play.
Oh, thank you very much, Captain.
This camera hasn't got any film in it.
Yes, I know, but we won't be needing any.
This is Captain Pereira.
Oh, good morning, Captain.
Good morning. I will accompany you to the aircraft.
Oh, that is kind. Miss Fielding, I'm from United Press. I wonder if you could give me some information about your stay here in Lisbon.
Well, thank you, I would, but I haven't the time right now. Give me a call at the hotel later, huh?
That's a stunning outfit.
Oh.
Do you think we could have just one more picture without all the gear?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I'll take that.
Here we go. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
She has taken the wrong case.
No, that's ours.
No. The strap was not lying like that.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I'll drop it in on her myself to the hotel.
Why not now?
Why not? Miss Fielding, I'm afraid you've got the wrong case.
I don't think so.
Oh, yes, that one's ours.
Are you sure?
Positive. Thank you so much. Thank you. Goodbye. Corner just in time. Give you a lift, Captain.
Oh, thank you.
Everything goes smoothly.
He gave her back her own case.
Why on earth did you do that, man?
I had to, otherwise he'd have become suspicious.
Suspicious? What are they going to do when they find the stuff on in customs?
They won't.
Oh, well, how's that?
The case is empty. While I was driving across, I managed to get the camera out.
Where is it?
In the glove box. Not till we're away from here.
Quick thinking!
All this?
Take it. You earned it.
Well, as a small boy, I always wanted to be a smuggler.
Really, it is rather romantic.
Yes, would it be naive of me to ask what was in the camera? Not drugs.
Oh, our smuggler has a conscience.
About drugs, yes.
Why not tell him?
Why?
Industrial diamonds.
Diamonds? Well, I'll have to give up writing for some time now. I've suspected I didn't have very much talent, and it's a lonely life, isn't it?
All the same, you will continue to write.
Huh?
Being a writer, even an unsuccessful one, is an excellent cover for your new activities.
Yes, you'll fit very nicely into our little colony. No one in Lisbon will be surprised when that dreadful Mrs. Stanway takes in a drunken writer.
I'm not sure my family would approve of this. Philippe, can I be of assistance?
No. You know, I do not understand why you say that you have no talent. I should be most interested to read your novel.
Please do. Feel free.
Oh, thank you. The year I lived at Dove Place was like a year that had been towed out into the sea and then abandoned. Oh, well, that is very good.
Thank you.
For myself, I've always preferred a life of action. Which reminds me, I have things to do.
Oh, you're working.
Yes, trying to.
We're going to Cascais. You coming?
Don't tempt me. I've got to finish this chapter.
That's a good boy.
They're back already. I thought you were going to town.
I was. Forgot to take any money.
Won't get far without that.
Hello. What are you doing here?
Why did you lie to me?
What do you mean?
Why?
John, I don't know what you're talking about.
When I had my little talk with Philippe last night, I was given to understand that this was a straightforward smuggling organization.
I'm still worried about the drugs. I promise
No,
you
not
there's...
drugs. Not since I saw this.
How did you get that?
Out of your safe.
How did you open it?
I watched you yesterday. Industrial diamonds. If you told me the truth, I wouldn't have agreed to help. What is it? A fuse? A piece of a computer? Whatever it is, it's tied up with espionage, and I'm not in that league. I'm getting out.
Why did you have to open the safe? You've put me into the most impossible position. And there's only one thing I can do, to confide in you. It has nothing to do with smuggling. That was just a cover.
So you are spies?
In a way, yes. We're working for British intelligence. So you see, you have nothing to be ashamed of.
You expect me to believe that?
It's true.
What happened to your husband? I'm sorry. I'm just trying to understand.
He's dead. They killed him.
Who?
The opposition. I knew he was smuggling. Wasn't much of a way of life. And he was in trouble with the police. But he had this nice house. And that's when I started taking in lodgers. I thought with a bit of security behind him, he might give it up. And then 2 weeks ago, we'd all gone up to bed. And he stayed down here. He seemed depressed. And he said, I'll come up in a minute or two. But he didn't. And when I came down, I found him lying out there in the patio. He'd been shot. And he was dead.
And your husband was a British agent, too? When did you discover that?
Not until after his death.
How?
Christopher and Philippe told me. They had to. I might have given the whole thing away.
And then?
We buried him. In the woods.
And furthermore, I cannot be held responsible for the outcome of operations when visiting agents are not placed under my... Oh, that's a little strong. Start again. And furthermore, I must request... That will be all, thank you, Richard. I'll ring when I want you. Morning, Drake. What do you want?
I thought you might be interested to hear what Mrs. Stanley and her friends are actually up to.
Oh?
They're working for British intelligence.
What? Them as well? Oh, London has no right to do this to me. Do you mean to tell me? No.
Yes. She has already recruited me into her network.
You mean you work for that woman, for Emma Stanway?
That's right.
But why should London send you out here if they already have that woman?
They don't actually work for us. She just said that as a cover. They are running the market that I was sent out here to find. They are selling our secrets.
No. To whom?
To the highest bidder. They already have the fuse to the new BW-347 bomb.
But that's outrageous.
It's not playing the game, is it?
Exactly. And we must clip their wings right away. I shall have one of my informers drop a hint to Colonel Torrish. The police will investigate and lock them up for a year or two. Without knowing it, they'll be doing our work for us.
Very neat, but not just yet. I want to find out what's what and who's fooling who before the Portuguese police put them outside my reach.
here again. What do you want this time? Drake. Drake, where have you got to?
I think we'll have to change our means of communication, don't you?
Hello there. Good evening, John. You seem to have been enjoying yourself.
I have, Philippe, I have.
Oh, well, then all's right with the world.
Not just yet. Give me time.
Where have you been?
Oh, to Lisbon.
What have you been doing there?
I've had a look round. It's quite a town.
It's a wonderful town. I wish I were young again.
Oh, you're young at heart.
Oh, by the way, John. Oh, I had a stroke of luck today.
Oh, really, Commander? What was that?
Come with me and I'll tell you all about it. Well, Drake, I'm on to him at last.
Oh, you're a bit cryptic for me, Commander. Who are you on to?
Well, Fox, who else? I was down by the creek this afternoon. There's a pair of kingfishers are settled in. I was looking for their nest. And there it was, by the side of the bank, hidden by a clump of lantana. Nasty stuff.
What nasty stuff?
Lantana.
What was hidden there?
The foxes, eh? And now I'm going to pay our furry friend a visit. I'm going to dig him out, and then I'm going to put a bullet right through his skull. Oh, I was waiting for you to get home. I thought perhaps you might care to give me a hand.
I'm at your service.
Right, fine. Let's cut along then. We can pick up a spade from the garden.
Are you sure we've come out here to shoot foxes, Commander?
Hey, Fox Drake, a slippery fellow, but he's had his day.
You'll be lucky to find him at home.
Why?
Well, you know as well as I do that foxes are nocturnal animals. They leave their earths at night.
Oh, people do hunt them by day.
Hello, John.
Hello. I expected to find you here.
Oh, really?
Yes, I expect George Stanway's buried somewhere in the area, is he?
Why did you expect to find me here, John, huh?
Oh, well, when I go to a special sort of appointment, I always wait around for a few minutes afterwards just to make sure I'm not being followed. I saw you leaving that building.
It is a pity you did not make more use of that knowledge, huh?
Oh, I didn't come totally unprepared.
How you wish that pipe were a gun, eh?
Yes. Just as a matter of interest, why did you follow me?
I never trusted you. I checked. I traced our tour. He is in Biarritz, but he had never heard of you.
Fancy Arthur saying that.
We don't wish to be unnecessarily cruel. We'll make it quick and easy for you, but we would like to know a little more about you first.
Yes, I bet you would.
Sim.
Coronel, tenho um problema para si.
Quem?
Ele recusa-se a dizer o nome. É muito urgente. Ele é inglês.
Bem, punha-o é comunicação. Yes, who is that?
You would not to know me, but I have some information that's very important for you.
No matter. What is the information you have for me, huh?
I think you ought to know what is going on up at Anna Stanway's villa.
Mrs. Stanway. A very charming lady, huh?
Charming. Do you really think so?
What is your information, please?
Oh, my dear fellow, see, my information is that they're using the villa as a basis for a spy ring, and I think you should do something about it. There's no time to lose, because my information is that they are leaving almost immediately.
Thank you very much for your cooperation, Mr. Pilkington. Have my car made ready immediately. I shall need 4 men. We're going to Mrs. Stanway's villa. Oh, and find out if there's any information about Mr. Drake, huh?
Philip, ready?
We'll take the new car. Registration number is not known.
Drake!
So, the rats are leaving the ship. This is your gun, Philippe. I dried and cleaned it for you. Come on, come and get it. Don't be scared of me. I'm just a beginner at this game. Take your hand away from your pocket, Commander. And now, if you'd be kind enough to fill me in on what's been happening here. Oh. Very well. I'll tell you. You do not work for the British Secret Service. You work for the opposition, and you have found George Stanway's smuggling activities a very good cover.
Smart of you to realize it.
Why was Stanway killed?
We never told George what we were doing. We knew he'd never stand for it. And when he did find out what we were up to, there was no reasoning with him. He wanted to report the whole thing to the British Embassy. That was when Philippe here lost his head and shot him.
Shut up.
You lied to me.
That will be Colonel Torres. I invited him, but unfortunately I shan't be able to stay to receive him. Come on.
Quick, through the gate and down to the beach. What's the meaning of this, Colonel?
But surely you know, Commander. We're going to have a long talk about espionage and the murder of George Stanway. What are the others?
They have only just left. You will catch them if you hurry.
Lebe ist es durch.
What's going to happen?
You're going to England where some very inquisitive gentlemen are going to ask you a lot of questions. Can you swim?
Swim? Yes.
Now, don't worry, not all the way. Just follow me. I'm rather familiar with this bit.